Women are a mystery. There's so many poems, poetry from at least 1,000 years talking about women, their charms, their beauty, and an unknown quality, a glamour, and a mystery, something that's unknown. It's always been that way and always will be. I'm Dr. Arnold Nerenberg. I've been a clinical psychologist for over 50 years and 84 years of age. And at 84 years of age, I can talk about 6 factors that will help any man understand women. Not that it totally defines a woman, but it really gives a person a good grasp. And it took me a long time to put this together. I did it from my own personal life, and my female patients have been my teachers as well. I've learned a lot from my wonderful, beautiful female patients who helped me understand from a woman's perspective what a woman is. So the title of today's presentation is 6 Things Every Man Should Know About Women. And the subtitle is, ladies, make sure your man watches this video. Make sure your man watches this video. For those of you who don't have a man in your life, just some man that you might know that needs to be watching it, or a man you have in your future that needs to be watching this video. Number 1, the first thing in understanding a woman is love. Love. Women have, I'm talking about a normal woman. There's always genetic aberrations, but I'm talking about women as a gender. So much love to give. It's like amazing, both as a wife, partner, a mother. There's no end to it. It seems infinite, the amount of love that women have within their hearts. Such loving, beautiful human beings. Love. So a woman wants to give her love, and she wants to be loved. A woman along those lines wants to be cherished. She wants to be desired. She wants to be intimately and profoundly known by the man in her life, and she wants to profoundly know him. So men, along those lines, communication is key. You want to be talking to your woman deeply. You want to recognize her beauty and compliment her in genuine ways, when you can, in a genuine way, and express your gratitude that you have this woman in your life. You know, for the most part, I think most men, we don't really deserve the women that we have. It was a mercy from God that we were given women. Of course, there's always issues that go on between men and women. In fact, if men and women could have lived without each other, men would have stayed in their cave and women in their cave, and it would have been the end of the species. So there is also a desperate need from the point of view of reproduction and intimacy and companionship, a desperate need that men and women have for each other. So love is key. And then the way you show a woman you love her, you want to listen, understand her reality, because she wants to be known by you. The man in her life, she wants to be known by you. She wants to be cherished by you. So you want to be listening. And you need to show the love, but you also need to, typically most women want to hear, I love you. A very important thing that women need to hear a lot along those lines is the words, I'm sorry, I apologize. Because there's going to be misunderstandings, there's going to be conflict, and you need to put honor before pride, and your love for your woman before your pride, and apologize when you can. I'm sorry, I was wrong, you were right, please forgive me, I'll never do it again. Those are some laws of honor that you show a woman that you love her. Now, of course, then action is even more important than the words, and you show it in so many ways. the way the little things you do for her. She likes flowers, you bring that. She needs, if she feels lonely, you give her companionship and talk to her and listen to her. Some women really need help around the house, helping with the dishes, helping with the kids. Many ways that can be shown in action. So the love, you want to have the communication. You want to be able to show that you love her and cherish her. And don't forget how lucky you are to have her in your life and to express that gratitude in whatever way you can. The time will come, God willing, and after 100 years, well, whatever you're leaving this earth, and the other will be here. Think about that. If your woman is no longer here, you've been married 50, 60, 70 years, 80 years, however long, and then your wife passes before you, if that happens, think about what that means for you. That little reflection, that little meditation will help you appreciate her, why she's here. And then, of course, the gratitude. You have children together. You're grateful that she bore those children. Pain she went through, my God. The pregnancy, the postpartum, the child rearing, being at home is very lonely, being home with the kids alone, no adult to speak with. So as men, show your woman, the mother of your children, gratitude for what she goes through raising your child. Of course, you're involved with raising your child, but she's the main teacher during the early years, the mother. And then your baby's most likely breastfeeding from her. She's giving everything, her life force to the baby, sacrificing her life for the baby, waking up at night for the baby, not having sleep for the baby. And it's your child. What's the appropriate response? Gratitude. Thank you, darling. I love you. I appreciate you. You can never thank her enough for what she's doing for your children. Just can't be done. But that gratitude is a blessing to you. When you have that gratitude and you express that gratitude, it's a blessing to you. It'll make you happy to have that gratitude. It'll keep that connection on. The best thing you could do for your children, by far, is to love their mother, to cherish their mother. The children feel that. It gives them security. It's a beautiful thing. The children feel secure. Whereas if there's a lot of conflict and you're not showing that love, they feel that. Even if you're fighting just behind closed doors, they feel it. And that creates insecurity and anxiety in the children and sadness. So I tell husbands and wives, the best thing you can do is love each other, best thing for the children. Many women will say, just doesn't communicate with me. That's one of the main complaints. 2 complaints I hear a lot. He doesn't talk to me, doesn't communicate enough, and doesn't help around the house. So these are 2 big things that in the year 2025 I hear a lot. I'm not saying it was like that 50 years ago. It may not be like that 50 years from now. Right now, those are 2 big complaints. If you want to talk to your woman, you want to communicate with her, and you want to listen to her. That's the first thing. Love, by far. Second thing that you need to understand about women is beauty. From the beginning of time, women have always wanted to be as beautiful as they can, to be desired. And that way they'll attract the right man, and then they could form a nest, a family, and the reproduction can happen. So beauty is very important to women. Women spend more on cosmetics and hairdos and facials and clothing than we do on the educational system. Beauty is very important to women. That's important to men. Men are attracted to a beautiful woman. And so people go through even surgeries, plastic surgeons for their breasts, lips, their butts, whatever, which is expensive and some danger to it. But that's how important, and it's not just here in America, it's all over the world, all over the world. Whatever the standard of beauty is, women are doing it. And it's not just something in this century. Thousands of years, women have always done something to make themselves attractive and beautiful. So it's important to see that beauty in your woman and let her know that you're attracted to her. Some of that will be expressed sexually, romantically, and she was just telling her. Women really need to hear from their man. You look good. You look beautiful. I like your hair. I like your hairdo. Or your hair looks great. So it has to be sincere. You can't just make this up. Hair looks really good, sweetheart. You look good in that dress. Wow, you look classy. Woo, you look hot. Whatever it is, let your woman know that you see her beauty. It's very important for her to hear it from her man. And guess what? You can't say it often enough. If you do it daily, that's good. If you do it twice a day, that's better. If you do it 3 times a day, that's better. If you do it 4 times a day, it's even better yet. As long as that's sincere. And you can't overdo that. See, that place looks good on you, darling. You're such an elegant woman, and that really highlights your elegance. Classy. Lovely woman. If you feel it, you're not asking you to be acting this stuff. It's genuine. That's a beautiful thing to do, to recognize her beauty. And the female form has always been highly valued, esteemed, desired. The statues and the paintings of women in the female form. It's always been seen as something magnificent, beautiful, right up there with a beautiful sunrise or sunset, the woman's body or figure. And what women do to keep themselves in shape and the exercise and the eating right and the whatever it takes, especially postpartum, where women get postpartum pouts, the belly's gotten bigger, maybe the breast gets saggier after the breastfeeding, so they have to do a lot to kind of get everything back. And women are very hard on themselves. They say, I don't look as, even if they're beautiful, I don't look as good as I used to look. Just don't look as good. So so that leads us to the third thing. You have to understand, and I don't say this in a negative way, women are very vain. There's a lot of vanity because beauty is important. And the flip side of that is vanity. Woman in front of the mirror, combing her hair, brushing her hair. Because she has vanity. She wants to look good. She wants to look attractive. She wants to be desirable to her man. So you have that vanity and go to the hairdresser, do whatever it takes. So there's vanity because of beauty is so prized amongst women. So with that comes vanity. Now, with the vanity comes insecurity. Insecurity. Women are very vulnerable. You can have the most gorgeous woman in the world, beautiful shape, beautiful face, everything. She gets a little zit, and you still think, cautious, she's a knockout. But to her, she feels ugly. That's like, I just feel so ugly, I don't even want to go outside. I don't want anybody to see me. You go, what? Because that little zit, gorgeous, just stunning. So the insecurity is there. So that's why, because that's the third factor, or the fourth factor you need to understand, is the insecurity. Because of the beauty and the vanity, the emphasis on that. And they're all related. Because it all relates to the love. They have that love, they want to love and be loved. And to have that, they want to be beautiful. And to be beautiful, they have that vanity. And because of the vanity, they feel insecure. It's all connected. That's why a woman needs to hear from you every day that you find her beautiful. If you do. If you don't find her beautiful, that's a different story. But if you could tell her how lovely she looks, pretty she looks, eyes, her shape, clothing, whatever you can genuinely say, I highly recommend that you do that. Because there's a tremendous insecurity, and a woman might carry herself has a lot of self-esteem. But believe me, there's an insecurity, and particularly insecure about how you see her. That she wants you to see her as beautiful and for you to desire her. Always, no matter what age she is, she wants to feel her man sees her as beautiful and desires her. Here's what you need to understand about women. And again, I'm saying there's 6 things every man needs to know about women. And women, you ought to give this video to your men because they need to hear about this. Nobody told me about it. Nobody told your man about it. I'm 84 years old. It took me that long to be able to put this together. I didn't really have that thorough understanding that I have till 84. I had an understanding, but 84, it's really very comprehensive. I'm sure I can continue to grow in my understanding, but it's a pretty good understanding. Now, the other factor you need to know, number 5, is nesting. A woman wants to create a nest. She needs her man to be able to be strong. When she can't work, she needs to be protected. When she's taking care of the baby, she's pregnant. She needs to be able to go out and make a good living, protect her in every way you can. A lot of it has to do with producing income. She's not working for some period of time. She's immobilized. That money represents security. And also, your faithfulness, your fidelity to her, your loyalty to her, very important. That way she feels secure. So the nesting, that nest is important in her nature. That's in her genetic. She needs her man. That's her man, and she's your woman. And you need to really cherish her and consider yourself lucky to have her. Because nobody else on this earth is going to care about you as much. I know you're close to your mother or your father, but in the long run, it's just you and your wife, you and your partner, you and your woman. So yes, the nesting is number 5. Now, number 6, and I'm going to go back to the love. So to know and be known is just, I want to keep that in your mind. To know and be known. Number 6 is hormonal. Hormones. I know you know about this to some extent. The monthly period, PMS, women really change during that time. A lot of hormones going on. During pregnancy, a lot of different hormonal changes. Postpartum, a lot of hormones going on. A lot of women have no desire for sex or low libido right afterwards for varying lengths of time, most women. And then menopause. These are all strongly regulated by hormones. And that hormonal influence, that strong physiological, biological influence, a woman could seem unreasonable, not going by reason, but by emotion and overreacting. Not because she's a bad person, she's a great human being. But the hormones are kind of driving the reaction. And so you have to be compassionate. She's going through a lot. She's feeling overwhelmed by her own hormones. She's overreacting because of it. You need to have that love for her and assure everything's okay, it's going to be okay, and be here for that in that way. And keep in mind, when your woman has your children, for many women, their life becomes on hold. They feel like they kind of lose themselves. And then maybe 20 years later, they come back and look in the mirror and say, I'm 20 years older. I want to get my life back. Because many feel that they lost themselves. And they say, I got to get to know myself again because I put myself on the back burner. I was just taking care of my child, my husband, responsibilities. And a lot of women forget about themselves during that time. In a way, a woman's life is often a sacrifice. So she sacrifices herself. In a way, she dies every day for you and the children. So we have to admire that, respect that. To show part of the love is to have that respect. The admiration, the cherishing, but respect is key. When you look at what she does in your life, how lucky you are. Think about how lonely you'd be without your woman. I know there's always issues. Every marriage has it, every relationship has that. How lucky you are that you're not lonely. You have your woman in your life. That's a great blessing. Otherwise, without your woman, almost all men would be lonely. Would be lonely for women too, but I'm talking about to men right now. You'd be lonely. So you want to be grateful that you're not lonely. You might get aggravated at times, but you're not lonely. For the most I'm talking about a normal situation. So there are these 6 factors: love, beauty, vanity, insecurity, nesting, and hormones. Those are the 6 factors. And of course, with scripting these 6 factors, I no way want to deny the mystery of the woman. But these are 6 factors that can be grasped. And I recommend writing them down and remembering them. Like I said, nobody told me this. I didn't read it. I learned through years of life. And I'm sharing this with you. Again, men, study this. Every woman that's watching this, make sure you give this video to your man to watch. Not to say, hey, he's a bad guy and he's not doing it. No, just say, hey, this will help broaden your understanding from Dr. Nerenberg, who's been around a while. That's all. This older guy, psychologist, been around doing it 50 years, 84 years old, 84 and a half now. Well, it's my pleasure to present to you 6 things every man should know about women. Now, I'm going to open it. We've got such a beautiful audience, people that say things that are very important. As a matter of fact, when our people speak up, the listeners will benefit as much or even more from what you have to say than what I said. And people get to realize you normalize the human experience when you speak up. You make people feel less alone when you speak up. And then people feel more part of a beautiful community. So I want to invite, with that being said, I want to invite you lovely people to ask any question or make any comment you wish.
Dr. Nerenberg.
Yes, who's speaking?
Amber.
Oh, Amber, there you go. Driving home? Are you home?
I'm almost home.
Okay.
All right. So I really liked how you brought up about children paying attention to how their parents, especially how like dad is treating mom, because I think that is so true. I was very observant growing up and seeing how my dad valued and treated my mother. Obviously was a big impact for her, but for me as well, because it taught me like how to not take any nonsense. Let's put it that way. Or not tolerate nonsense, because he was good to both of us and everything that he did was for us. So for that, I'll be forever grateful.
And so it gave you a standard, and it became that's the normal thing to be. And so if you didn't see that with a man in your life, you knew something was wrong. Well, thank you for that input, Amber. You come back in when you can.
Behavioral researcher have done MRIs and we're looking at the exact same stimulus, and it activated different parts of the brain in the man. So we don't see things that's in.
He was saying men and women don't see things the same way. When they did studies, they saw that when they look at the same object of men and women, it activates different parts of the brain. There's that book, Men Are From Mars, Women From Venus. It's certainly true, and certainly the biology is different, not only anatomically, physiologically, and hormonally. So we know, I mean, definitely there are differences. At the same time, that adds to the mystery. A man says, he cannot totally comprehend the woman, but even with that, he can appreciate, be grateful, and respect, and show love and adoration and cherish his woman, even though you can't completely understand her. But men, you have to keep in mind what looks irrational, a lot of it's hormonal, and women think in a more circular way. Men are more linear, so women will go on about something. Men like to come to the bottom point. But a woman and her intelligence, and women have very good intuitions, good gut instinct, and I find women when I have my sessions, I say to women, I really want to get to know you well. Share with me your struggles and your vulnerability. Woman makes sure the door's closed, and she goes boom right to it. She's not going through this, that, and the other thing, right to it. So women have that awareness, and I'm more comfortable with their vulnerability than men. If I talk to men, I say, I want you to share with me your vulnerability, your struggles. He says, no, I'm doing okay. It was in therapy. I said, you're in therapy. It's not a social situation. I'm a psychologist. Well, I had a tough time at work. I come home tired. So it takes a while for most men to really open up and tell me what's going on in terms of their struggles in life, their vulnerability in life, their fears in life. It takes a while. Whereas women come right to it just like that. So I would say women are more able to accept their vulnerability. Men, it's harder for men to accept their vulnerability and open up. You need to be able to say to your woman, I love you, I cherish you, I adore you, I need you. I need you, and if I don't have you, I feel neglected, abandoned, I get jealous, whatever it is, the more you can share in a respectfully manner, a respectfully real way, respectfully real communication, the better. Creates a connection. Some women say, I don't feel connected enough to have sex with my husband that often. Also, tell him, does he communicate with you? Not that much. We'll tell him that communication is part of sexual foreplay. You're more receptive sexually if he's communicating with you. And the emotional connections, a lot of men don't know that. Tell him, it's part of the foreplay. If you want to have more sex with me, you got to talk to me more. You got to open up to me more. And then, it'll show up in our sex life. That speaks volumes to men, I'll tell you right now. It's volumes. Yes.
Hi, Doctor.
Hello, Rex. Good to see you, Rex, my brother.
You too. Great to see you, Doctor.
Yes.
And so, I really love the second one in reference to how a woman, and every woman out there, is beautiful in her own way. And they need to be recognized for that. And my late wife was just gorgeous, and I loved her very, very much, and would recognize her beauty constantly, every day, 4 or 5 times a day. I'd tell her how beautiful she was, and I could see she could hear the sincerity in my voice and appreciated it. And it's so important that all the guys out there understand that we all need recognition like that. And a simple, hey, you're beautiful. Do you know that? Your eyes are gorgeous and your hair is done so awesome today. Honey, you're beautiful. Period.
Wow. I've known you a long time, Rex, and personally, you're an amazing man. You've helped people. You've sacrificed yourself for your roommate, your wife, your sister. I know the man you are, and I knew about your wife when she was living, your dear wife, and
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. What you said, and people need to hear that. Men need to hear that. That here's Rex. How old are you now, Rex?
63.
63. When you were 23, were you able to say those kind of things?
No.
No. I think, how old were you before you were able to recognize these feelings and express it? How old?
I'd say in my late 30s.
Well, that's pretty good. You're an early bloomer. Late 30s is pretty good. Good for you, Rex. You're emotionally, your emotional intelligence is very high. And you're also one of the kindest men I've ever known.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Just being honest about it. No, and my compliment is being honest. Thank you for that input, Rex. Beautiful input. Just beautiful.
Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure to know you. Thank you, Rex.
Thank you.
Hey, Doc, Juan Soto, how you doing, my friend?
Oh, Juan. Okay, Juan. Recipient of the Respect for the Real Peace Award. Yes.
Yes, sir. I'm hearing all the info, and that's some really good info that you're hearing. A lot of us are late boomers, as myself. Considering that even, when I was growing up, I didn't get that affection from my mom.
Juan, I understand. So you said you weren't getting that affection from your mom, so maybe it made it a little harder to give that kind of feedback to your woman. I understand. I think that's where you were going. But when you come, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say while I still have the mic, see if it falls out again. I just wanted to double down on when you give I'm 38 years old. I'm a man, and I think a lot of the male expectation of, taking care of the house, taking care of finances, killing the spiders and getting the mice out, all that stuff. We, just because it goes without saying for us, societally, does not mean that all those things apply without saying to a woman. Like, we have these expectations from women, but we don't encourage them when they're doing a great job for it. Like, even when you are living in a traditional household, like let's say someone cooks, cleans, gets dressed up to go out, whatever it is, how often do you take the time to encourage that behavior, to actually make, give a compliment? And when you are giving a compliment, make sure it's a genuine one, because they can smell through one that isn't.
Genuine is key.
And the same way that we can smell it, or at least we think we can smell lies, they can smell them way better and from a lot further away. But you know what I mean?
Well, listen, Jerry.
I'm 38 years old, and it took me 38 years.
So you're just catching on now. That's good. I recommend that, men, you compliment your wife on at least something that's genuine daily. Of course, I recommend the same for women towards their men, but right now I'm talking to men. At least once a day, something that's sincere and positive, statement of gratitude, or thank you for doing a particular thing, or grateful for the person she is. Whatever you can genuinely do, I recommend at least once a day. 3 is even better. But absolutely. I mean, killing the spiders and getting the mice out of the house and bringing in the money, that's key. But I'm telling you, these 6 factors that go even beyond that, that you need to know about women. Absolutely. Thank you for that input, Jerry, as always. Always good to hear from you, Jerry.
Likewise. Thank you, doctor.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I was in and out of hospitals with my wife for about 11 years. And I saw people in there that had no idea that was going to be the day they lost their spouse because of car accidents, motorcycle accidents. So always make sure that you don't take the spouse for granted, because they can't be.
Yeah, he was saying he was going with his wife in and out of hospitals. His wife had a stroke, and he went to see her every day, called her, took her for rides. Did so much for his wife, dear Cheryl. And he said he would see people coming in and out of the hospital. You don't know when you're going to lose that person. It could be an accident, or it could be whatever. So the key is not to take your woman for granted. Not even take your own life for granted. Right now, we're talking about women. It happens. I'm talking to men right now. Not taking our women for granted. Not taking your wife for granted. And that takes constant vigilance to make sure you're not. It's easy to get into routine and just take it for granted. I would step. The way to not do that is realize the time will come when one of you is not here, and just imagine it if she passes away, and at some point, you gotta appreciate her while she's here. Show that love and cherish her while she's here. And I've had guys as patients, and they say, "Well, my wife wants me to hold her hand, but I never saw my father holding my mother's hand, so I don't feel comfortable holding her hand in public, and she wants me to." So I said, "Well, I understand you didn't have that role model. What is it going to take for you? Your wife doesn't ask that much of you. She wants you to hold her hand." I don't think he ever did it. Maybe I encouraged him, but it was up to him. Just didn't want to do it. And she felt rejected. She wanted him in public to show that she's his woman. And he just felt uncomfortable with it. And I would encourage him to try to go beyond that discomfort, but he chose not to. So that's how that went. But some guys will follow my guidance on it or grow into it, and some won't. Yeah, that's how that works. Who else has something you like? Very good point, Hugh, as always. Who else has something you'd like to ask or say?
Hey, Doc, can you hear me back?
I hear you. Who is this?
Juan Soto.
Juan. Okay, Juan, you're back. Good.
Yes, I lost you earlier.
Yeah.
Anyways, like I said, I'm a late boomer. I was brought up with 9 siblings. It was hard for my mom to kind of, nest us all equally, So I'm hearing everybody's way of pursuing their wives, or even giving her that what can I say, the satisfaction that she knows that she's loved by you, or like you said, she wants to hold hands, in public and do things like that. And it's hard for some of us because we didn't grow up to be that affectionate.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
my thing is I show it differently. Like I'll show it to her. Like I don't say as much like you said, to love her every day, or maybe compliment her like I should be doing all the time, or at least maybe once or twice a day, or even kind of show her that she feels like that I don't love her because I don't do them things. But I express my ways in other ways, like, kind of what she wants to do something, or, maybe I'll, bring her some flowers, or, bring her a gift, or things like that, but I don't, show my expression because maybe is that something the way I was brought up, something I didn't have.
I'm so glad you brought Juan.
Growing up as a kid.
Much respect. Thank you so much for bringing this up. That's perfect. Perfect. Excellent. Let me tell you, I'm going to give you a good answer to that. Firstly, action is the most important thing, and you're doing that. You're showing it to her through your actions. You're buying her flowers, or you've always been a good bread winner, working, supporting the family, everything you do. That's number one. You're doing that. But you also acknowledge that you didn't have that role model, and it's not easy for you to do some of these things that I'm suggesting. All I can say is keep that in mind. If you can't do it today or tomorrow, make sure you wrote down these factors, and you grow into them. I know you believe in God, you can ask God to bring this into your heart to do. Or I'll tell you something. You want to recite the laws of honor to yourself. I'm not saying you have to say it to her. So the laws of love. You say this to yourself about your wife. I love you. I adore you. I cherish you. I appreciate you. I respect you. I like you. I'll do anything for you. I'm totally committed to you. Next to God, you're my first priority always. So you're saying in your mind these things. Saying it. So you're hearing yourself saying, not to her, but you're saying it in your mind every day. Well, after you've said it to yourself, believe me, there'll come a time where it's just going to come out of your mouth towards. I guarantee that, Juan. I guarantee it. But first, you got to hear yourself say it to yourself about her. And then after you're reciting the laws of love, the time will come where you'll speak it. Just follow what I just said. I love you. I adore you. I cherish you. I like you. I respect you. I'll do anything for you. I'm totally committed to you. I'll always be loyal to you. Next to God, you're my first priority always. Write those down. Say it to yourself every day. I would say within 3 months at the most, you'll be saying these things to her. Within 3 months. Mark my word. So we're coming December, January, February. By March 1st, if you do it every day, you'll be saying it to your wife. And you'll be comfortable with it. Why? You didn't have it in your background growing up, but you've been saying this in your mind. You're hearing yourself say it. And that's how it'll come out of your mouth towards your wife. So you can expand. I just told you the perfect way to get past that limitation of upbringing.
Yes.
And I want to hear from you, Juan. Within 3 months, I don't think it's going to take you 3 months. I think you're going to do it before 3 months.
I'm doing the best, I'm trying to do the best I can. Like, I'm 62. I'll be 63 in February. So I'm trying to do the best. I heard Rex talking about losing his loved one, and sorry for that. I don't want it to be where it's too late. Life is, this morning I was in the bathroom taking a shower, and I kind of wrote what life meant, right? I only knew life as a 4-letter word, right? But this morning it came to me that life isn't forever.
Not on earth, it isn't. No, you're right.
So
well,
life, if you look at it, the L, life, the I isn't, the F, for, the E, ever.
Well, that's it. Here's the thing. That's a perfect way, keeping in mind the mortality and then reciting those laws of love every day. Within 3 months, you'll be saying it. I can tell you. And let me know, Juan. When you start saying it to your wife, text me that you're doing it.
I sure will, Doc.
I know.
Sure will.
Meantime, you're a good man. You're a good family man, a great husband, but this is going to take you to another level. Thanks for your input. Thank you, Juan, for your input.
I just had my seventh grandchild.
Oh, wow. Mazel tov. That's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes.
Well,
so that's another blessing there.
A lot of blessings. And you have grandchildren because your wife gave you the children. Now you're having grandchildren. You're a very fortunate man in so many ways. So, and you know that. And you know that.
Dr. Nerenberg?
Yes. Thank you, Juan. Gisela. Yes.
Did you guys come up with an acronym for life right now?
Well, Juan
love is forever.
He went life. Life is not forever. Yeah.
Oh, but it could be love is forever.
There you go. Love is forever.
I wanted to just add, like, as women, we just like the little things and appreciate the little things. So to my fellow classmates that have their wives, if you just to give you ideas of what to do to her, show appreciation, because even like the minor things will touch their heart like easily for us women, you know. But maybe one day you can write a post-it in the bathroom before she goes in there and just write, like, you know, I love you and I will cherish you forever. Like little things like that. Women find it like so like heartfelt. And I just want to give you guys ideas of the little things you guys can do, because you don't need to buy expensive, lavish gifts to show your love. You can just do the little things to show how much you really love the person. So love is forever, life.
Well, you know, that's beautiful. It is the little things, the day-to-day little things. So true, Giselle. As always, you make such good points. And I hope the men listen to you. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I write poetry for my wife. I've written books of poems for her. And I'll write those notes. I actually do things like that. So she's got books of poetry. So thank you for your input. Thank you, Gisela. Who else has something you'd like to ask or say?
Hey, Dr. Nerenberg. It's
Joanne. Yes.
I had my Jerry for 33 years, and he always told me how beautiful I was, how much he loved me, and he wrote me little notes, and to this day I still have every one he's ever written me. So Giselle was right. Just something as simple as a note will mean the world to us.
Wow. Again, the little things, the daily things, and I'm sure it never occurred to him that you would be saving them, and after he was gone, how much it would touch you. That's so beautiful. Jerry, you're very fortunate that you had each other. Well, you still have each other. He's just on the other side. Thank you for sharing that, Joanne. That's beautiful. So as I was saying, I write my wife a lot of these poetry, and she really appreciates it. But I'll tell you what my wife would actually appreciate more than poetry. She would appreciate if I cleaned the house more, cleaned after myself more, kept more of an orderly environment, which I lack, and I do the best I can, but it's not enough. So I think my wife would trade in my poetry for me doing more in the house and doing a good job around the house. But the poetry, she likes it. But again, she would rather, I think, have to be more handy around the house and do more there. She accepts me and loves me the way I am. But I just want to be clear that action, as has been said, is very important. Yeah. I'm a man of letters and of words.
Hey, Dr. Nerenberg.
Yes.
It's Jackie.
Jackie, very good to hear from you, Jackie.
Hello. I just wanted to piggyback on one of the things that you were saying about your wife right now. Like, I get that actions speak more. And when women are like in the thick of raising and cleaning and doing everything, the little actions do mean something. But if you can't do the little action, the poetry is just as good. Because to have absolutely nothing for too long just puts you into a space that's not good.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to say, as far as like people using who they grew up with as examples, I always like to think about this like, yes, I grew up without a dad, so I have no clue how a man really should treat a woman because he wasn't there to show me. But going into my relationships, I really try hard to just focus on what that person actually likes and how we create and build for our own instead of trying to base and use my past as a reason for my fault.
That's very reasonable, very, very reasonable. And that's what you have to do. I had a good example of my parents had a good marriage. My father really adored my mother. But I'm lucky. That's just luck. I mean, I didn't choose my parents. I mean, but a lot of people didn't grow up with that. And so it's harder. They have to they have to create their own paradigm. And that's what you've done, Jackie. And that you created your own way of doing it, which is good.
Yeah. So I really appreciated this. I know that we need to touch on the 6 things for men as well. They'll get their turn. 6 things
for 6 things every man should know about women. And again, I'm advising women to save this video. And it'll be on the YouTube, and then share it with your man. But what you're saying applies to a lot of women. And so I'm glad you shared that, Jackie. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Doctor. I really appreciate it tonight. It's nice as a woman to know that there are men out there trying to help explain, because we are so different. Women are very emotional and we just operate different. And once you can understand that you're just different and how to adapt going forward, I feel like that's the best way to move.
Whenever I speak with you in our sessions, you're so deep and you have such good insight. And so you always make a lot of sense, Jackie, a lot of sense. And I admire your intellect and your insight, and much respect to you, dear Jackie. Yeah.
Thank you, Doctor. It was a good one tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Who else has something you'd like to ask or say?
Hi, Dr. Nerenberg. This is Mercy Jaroge.
Oh, Mercy. Yes, Mercy.
Well, this is a great talk. I really liked it. It talks a lot about women, subject that sometimes people really don't understand. And I'm going to talk about this. As women, we don't even understand ourselves at times. When you're going through, because of all the hormonal changes that happen, may it be PMS, may it be pregnancy and menopause, I found myself wondering why I acted in a certain way. And then I remembered those are my hormones. So if men would understand that, it would really help. That sometimes the women will act in a certain way. It's not their own doing. It's just the chemical and the things going on in their body. And this begins from puberty to menopause. So, and another thing I know, there's a saying that says, if a man loves his children, he should respect their mother. That's one of the greatest things, because children really look up to their dads, and more so girls. And when they come to choose a partner, they look at how did my father treat my mother?
Absolutely,
and so
right.
Men are really, really important to our children. And if we could understand this about women, that we do things not because in a certain way, it's not because we are doing it out of spite or out of ignorance. It's our body.
That's so impressed by the 6 factors hormones. And of course, Mercy is a nurse, and a registered nurse for many, many years. And so she's speaking not only as a woman and as a mother and having been married in the past, but from a medical point of view, she's a very well-established and respected and experienced nurse. Thank you for that input, Mercy.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you as always.
This was a wonderful, meeting.
Thank you very much. It's been wonderful for me as well to be here with you, and the privilege of being in your presence and sharing this and hearing your input. Thank you, Mercy, so much. Who else has something you'd like to ask or say?
Hi, Doctor. This is Veronica.
Veronica, very good to hear from you, Veronica. Up north. Say hi to your dad for me.
I will. I definitely will. Very great topic today. I had recently, about 2 weeks ago, visited my son and his wife. He had just, he's like, they're newlyweds. They got married back in June, and they bought a home together in North Carolina. And I went to go visit them both. and spend some time with him. And just watching him take on his role as a husband and being real supportive to his wife was just amazing to me. Like, he was just everything that we would go shopping together and she'd bring back stuff for the home. And he was super supportive and just, oh, this is beautiful. I love what you chose. You did perfectly. Like, just very supportive. And it was refreshing to see that, because, he didn't really get that at home from his dad. Like, that's not something that he grew up around. So for him
for you to bring that up is so important, because here's somebody that went beyond his upbringing. Sometimes people grow up with an upbringing where they don't have something. They say, I'm not going to be like my dad. And they become the opposite. Sometimes they say, I'm going to be the opposite of this man. And that happens too. Sometimes the son becomes just like the father. Sometimes they say, I don't want to be anything like him. And so then it becomes like your son, so giving and doting on his wife and admiring of her, and respectful of her. He's a very wise young man.
Yes, I was just very, very happy, very pleased. And she talks about him very well. And she thanks me for, just for the man he's turned out to be. And which, sometimes I always felt like I could do better. Every parent feels like they can do better.
Well, the fact that she thanks you for that is beautiful. That's a good daughter-in-law. My wife always thanked my mother and always showed her respect and kindness and compassion, was always generous to her, as I was, as best I could be, to her mother, who didn't speak English but spoke Farsi. But I had that same feeling, grateful to her and my father-in-law, who I never met. He had passed away. I'm to this day grateful to both of them. That's beautiful that your daughter-in-law has that. That you very, very. I have to tell you, it's kind of rare.
Yeah, it's just something like I was shocked. I was like, oh, wow. Not saying that I didn't have any faith in my child, but it was very nice to hear.
And he picked a good woman, because one thing that he's so good to her, but that she's grateful to you for bringing such a great man into this earth.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, that's how he has not only respect and courtesy and a loving heart, he has wisdom. He chose somebody like her. Wow.
Oh, they have a real good support system. They support each other. They just work well together. And I couldn't be more happy and blessed, and thankful at the same time.
Wow. I'm really so happy everything you just told us. That's going to help a lot of people, what you've just said.
Thank you, Doc.
And
You're
at
welcome.
that, it's a very inspiring story that she shared. Oh, so beautiful, beautiful. I wouldn't be surprised that, her son picked a woman that, is like the mom. Beautiful story.
Thank you. That's very kind.
Thank you, Gisela.
She's a sweetheart. I love her so much. So my heart is very full.
That's a great blessing, a great joy. And I think one more good is going to be coming from that way. You to them and them towards you.
Exactly.
And that's rare in the family life. That kind of respect is rare in these times. Very few people respect and appreciate the mother, much less respect and appreciate the mother-in-law. So
exactly. Mm-hmm.
This is very reassuring to hear.
Thank you.
I want to ask you something.
And I just want to add one more thing.
Go ahead.
I just want to add one more thing, because this is such a beautiful story. You showed him the way on how to pick a great, strong woman. So you showed him the example of what a woman should be for him in his future.
Well, let
Great
me tell
story.
Gisela, good point. They say
you so much, Gisela. I appreciate that.
They say that men marry a woman like their mother, and the sons marry their mothers, and the women marry their fathers. So he married a woman like his mother, and Veronica is a sweetheart, a beautiful, beautiful human being. So he married somebody like her. Very common. Sons marry their mothers, girls marry their fathers.
Sweetest person.
What's that?
She's the sweetest person.
You're the sweetest person, Veronica. You're a sweetheart. And he married a sweetheart like you.
She's a Veronica Jr., right?
That's right. No,
thank you guys.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. My wife is a lot like my mother. I didn't think about it at the time, and I'm a lot like her father was. So you may not even aware of it when it's happening, but it happens. Yes.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So you given who you are, that's why he married a sweet, beautiful human being, because he married somebody like his mother, which is very common.
Veronica showed him the good life, what the good life is.
Yep.
I tried. I tried.
Veronica, you can't help it. You're such a beautiful human being. Listen, we all make mistakes. We all could have done more.
Mm-hmm.
I always like to say, we do the best we can. It's never enough. We could have done more. If you gave $1 million charity, it's not enough. Why? You could have given 1,000,001. But just being who you are, that's what he expected and looked for in a woman. And not perfection, because none of us are perfect. Not you, not me, not anybody. Mm-hmm. But the basic goodness in you, the basic kindness and love that's in you. I mean, you're such a wonderful person. You have so much love and respect for your father. I mean, I don't meet many children that have that kind of love and respect for the dads that you have for your dad. And he's a beautiful, wonderful human being. Well, thank you for your input. You're welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. No, it's a great pleasure, truly, and a privilege. Who else has something you'd like to ask or say?
Hey, Doctor. Ivan Martinez here. How are you doing tonight?
Very good to hear you.
Well, as me and my wife were going on 40 years together.
40 years?
You were saying 40 years. I'm 54. So we started dating when I was 14.
Oh, my God.
And very true what you're saying, that they do want to hear that they look good and that I love her. But sometimes I take it for granted because I feel like, well, she knows I love her. We've been together for almost 40 years, so, but it's true, very true. We got to tell her. We go out sometimes and I don't tell her she looks good till the end of the night. And she goes, why didn't you tell me that earlier? And I was
See, that's, like, I don't know. Let's stop pausing that. How come you didn't tell me earlier? If you don't tell your woman, a lot of women have that. Hey, you didn't tell me I'm looking good. I put this special thing and you didn't say anything. Exactly. I'm so glad you said that. The women, need that. I don't
tell her that, but I do tell her. I go, didn't you feel me like touching you all night? But that's me. That's not on her, But yeah, but very true. You got to tell them that they look good early. When they dress up, they do their hair and they do all that. You have to do it. I mean, we almost 40 years. That's almost my lifetime.
Wow, it's so good to hear you tell us these things, and of course, it's sincere when we tell them this. My wife sometimes will color her hair, and I don't notice it. I say, sweetheart, you're so beautiful. I really didn't notice your hair color, but you're looking great. But if I don't notice her hair color, she'll be a little bit disappointed. So, but I really can't tell the difference. I don't pay real good attention to that. But I'm highly complimentary towards her. But I do miss that point, and it has an effect. She said, you didn't say anything about my hair. True. I said, I didn't notice your hair. I noticed you're a gorgeous woman, but I didn't notice your hair.
Right, but very true what you also said, too, that she would be very happy if I helped her around the house even more.
Action speaks so much. And, I try to help my wife around the house, but I don't meet her standards. She just rather I not do anything. I take the dishes, I would wash them and put it in a dishwasher. She said, no, you got to wash it more before the dishwasher. So that's what we're using a dishwasher. So I couldn't meet her standards. I don't wash dishes anymore. I don't do a lot of things anymore because it doesn't meet her standards. So my wife does so much, mostly because she's not satisfied when I do it. But I appreciate what she does. I mean, my wife's working from morning till night, taking care of me, the kids, the house. She runs the office here. I'm nothing but totally grateful and in awe of her. And I feel I could never show her enough gratitude that I have. But I can never repay her in a way for all she does for me. So that's, if you really look at your life, you feel filled with that awe and wonder and gratitude towards your woman. It's going to be a big plus for you and the family. Of course, it has to be the real deal. I'm not saying in every case that's possible, but in many cases it is. Thank you for that input. 40 years. We're going on 35 years. That's beautiful.
a long time.
Yeah, beautiful. 40 years. What was your first name again?
Jaime.
Jaime. Yeah, Martinez.
Yeah, the diabetic one.
Yeah. God bless you. Thank you, Jaime.
You're welcome. Good night.
Good night.
Dr. Nerenberg, I just wanted to add one more thing.
Yes.
I just want to share with our fellow, male honor members that it's just the little things that get to us, to our heart, that men do for us. Just very little things. So, no action is too big. No action is too small,
Everything goes a long way. And it has to be consistent, not just, once in a while. If us men, if we could do it every day, as often as possible. I'm at work. I'll call my wife at least once a day, maybe more, just to touch base, see how she's doing. It's those little things. So I highly recommend communication. It's very important. And any way you can do that. As you mentioned, leaving a note there or just calling your wife when you can just to say, hi, I love you, thinking of you. That's all good. Or sending the text, whatever. Thank you for that input. Thank you for reminding us of that, Gisela. Thank you.
It's Joanne. That's funny you say that, because just say something every day. Every night before me and Jerry went to sleep, Jerry would purposely tell me, I love you. And that's has stuck with me. And it's that affirmation of love is what we need.
Well, I mean, of course, that's a norm. Of course, every woman needs, every man needs it. And you know what? Now that he's passed away, I think you tell him every night that you love him. That's my guess about you.
I truly do.
That was my guess. Yeah, I thought so. So the communication goes on. He's really here on the other side of the veil. So he's with you. Sometimes you might be able to feel it and sometimes not. But thank you for that input, dear Joanne. Well, it's been my privilege, my pleasure to present to you 6 things every man should know about women. And ladies, be sure to share this video with your man, or the man that you're going to have, either the man you have or the one you're going to have.
Have a great night, doctor.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.